Braves. TimberTech decking and railing. Everything wood should be. Visit TimberTech.com. City of Hope, Atlanta, making hope a reality for cancer patients throughout the Southeast. Attorney Ken Nugent. One call, that's all. Xfinity. Get one internet price for 5 years with the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Pennington Grass Seed, official partner of the Atlanta Braves grounds crew. ServPro. When disaster strikes, call ServPro to make it like it never even happened. Saya LTL Freight, the official freight and logistics company of the Atlanta Braves. Corona Extra, La Playa awaits. Georgia Power, the official electric energy partner of the Atlanta Braves. IBEW Local 613. Truist Park keeps the lights on with IBEW 613 electricians. The Battery Atlanta's own ASW Distillery, home of the award-winning Fiddler Bourbon. TYM Tractors, a winning lineup, together as one. Tonight, it's the Braves and Reds in the 2025 MLB Speedway Classic. Live from historic Bristol Motor Speedway in Tennessee. This is Atlanta Braves Baseball on the Braves Radio Network. Lit by Louisiana Hot Sauce.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome into Atlanta Braves Baseball. Tonight from the Bristol Motor Speedway in Bristol, Tennessee, it's the Braves and the Reds in the final game of this 3-game series. Rubber game of the series for these two teams. On the mound for the Braves, right-hander Spencer Strider, and he'll be opposed by fellow right-hander Chase Burns. It's great to have you with us tonight, alongside Darren O'Day and our producer-engineer Jonathan Chadwick. Ben Ingram here with you, and without a doubt, this is the most unique place the three of us have ever worked a baseball game. There's no doubt about that. And Darren, before we dive into the game, before we dive into the series, just the sheer magnitude of this place is mind-blowing to us. And the fact that we're getting to work a baseball game in this venue this evening is absolutely spectacular.
Yeah, this is quite a spectacle here, Ben. It just the fact that MLB went out of the way to do this for one of 162 and to be here and be a part of it is just so special. What a stage for a baseball game. This is going to be awesome.
It's going to be incredible. And there about 85,000 or so folks are going to be here this evening, which is going to make this a record-breaking crowd for a regular season game. And I think before we even talk about the game and what could happen on the field, just to be part of something that historic, the largest live crowd to witness a regular season Major League game, that's amazing, isn't it?
It certainly is. You know, baseball is a very old game, and a lot of games have taken place, and this one's going to be right on the top of the mountain. Also, the first Major League game ever played in the state of Tennessee. So a couple of historic landmarks here tonight.
Well, it's really fitting that we have two Tennesseans on the mound. I think that's the best storyline of this game this evening. Spencer Strider from Knoxville, Chase Burns from Hendersonville. So these two guys, I'm sure, never even dreamed that they'd be playing a Major League game in their home state.
Yeah, I mean, what a cool experience for those two. And from what I was told, that was not planned on purpose. You know, it was just serendipity that these two guys get to start the first Major League game in their home state. So, yeah, it's going to be a very special night for them, and I'm sure they'll have lots and lots of family here.
You know, and if tonight is anything like what we've seen, not just in this series, but this season for the Braves and the Reds, you're expecting a good game. There have been 6 games between these two teams this season. 5 of them decided by 1 run. 3 of them have gone to extra innings. So it looks like it could be a very close race of the checkered flag.
Yeah, I see what you did there. Yeah, it could be, it should be another great game. You know, these two teams very evenly matched. You know, we had the game 1 of the series, 13-12, one of the wildest games I've ever been a part of. It'd be awesome if we had another one of those here tonight. Just be insanity here at Bristol Motor Speedway, the 85K here in attendance. But another good game. Braves tried to make a late comeback last night, so series stands at 1-1. Tonight we'll decide it.
It's something else, too, that we have no idea how the ball is going to fly or not fly here. We'll see how it works out with this artificial surface. We had a chance to chat with some of the players about that. We'll talk about that as the broadcast continues. But everything here is brand new, and the right field line goes into the first turn, and the left field line goes to the straightaway on the other side of the stadium. So the way that we're sandwiched in here is perfect. I mean, this is it is a racetrack, but if you're going to pick one racetrack for a venue like this, for an event like this is the perfect place.
It certainly is, and it is a unique venue in the NASCAR circuit, and not only is it unique in its circuit, but you know, there's a Major League game happening here tonight. It's just, there's so many cool things happening here. What a night it is.
Well, this place has been described by drivers as like flying fighter jets inside of a gymnasium. Gonna be amazing. When we come back, we'll get to the starting 9 for both teams. Right after that, we'll have the first pitch of the game. Great to have you with us. Braves and Reds from Bristol coming up next on the Atlanta Braves Radio Network.
more than a word. It's a breakthrough in the making. At City of Hope, we're pushing the boundaries of science, targeting cancer at the molecular level, with teams of experts working together to personalize a treatment plan right down to your DNA with unprecedented speed, making every second count, with appointments in as little as 24 hours. City of Hope, advancing cancer care at life-saving speed. Learn more at cityofhope.org.
Engineers and planners, do you have a project that needs a cultural resource assessment? This is Howard Sears, Senior Archaeologist with Wiregrass Archaeology. We're based in Mobile, Alabama, with an office here in Atlanta. Since 2007, our professional team has handled all types of cultural resource projects across the Southeast. We also offer ground-penetrating radar services and high-quality aerial imagery. Learn more by visiting diggingintothepast.com. That's diggingintothepast.com.
Cobb County is Atlanta's sweet spot at home of the Atlanta Braves. Cobb Travel and Tourism is your insider's guide to all there is to see and do in the area. For more information, visit travelcobb.org.
Johnny Venters coming out for relief here in the seventh.
Life will surprise you, and that can be hard.
Venters coming back from his third Tommy John surgery.
Getting the support you need during a challenging time is crucial for a successful future.
He strikes out swinging. Venters is in full control.
That is why I trust Globe Life. For over 125 years, they have been helping families protect their financial future, because every challenge is just a setup for your strongest comeback. Globe Life. Make tomorrow better.
T-Mobile is more than the best network in the game. They're now the best network in America, according to the experts at Ookla Speed Test. So MLB fans are connected from home to home plate with the most advanced 5G, the most towers, and a signal that goes farther than ever. You can keep up with your teams on the road, overseas, and even off the grid. For baseball fans, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence Data, 1H2025, compatible device and plan required for T-Satellite. See details at T-Mobile.com.
Go ahead, caller. Got a question for Michael Harris II?
Michael, seriously, is that your Ford Bronco?
Yeah, a customized Bronco Raptor.
What do you like about it?
It's a great drive, comfortable, lots of smart tech, and it's ready for just about any adventure. And I look good in it.
No matter where you go to find your next adventure, find it in a smart and rugged Ford Bronco or Bronco Sport SUV. For great offers, see your local Ford dealer. Proud sponsor of your Atlanta Braves.
This is Matt Chernoff, and we want your summer to include 2 tickets to Truist Park. Listen to Chuck and Chernoff weekdays during our 4 o'clock hour for your chance to win Braves tickets on 680 The Fan.
Back at the Bristol Motor Speedway, getting you ready for the rubber game of this series, Braves and the Reds, here at the racetrack in Bristol. It is great to have you with us at the last great Coliseum for the final game of this series. And time now for the starting lineups, brought to you by Georgia Power. Powered by Georgia Power, the official electric energy partner of the Atlanta Braves. We'll start off with the visiting Braves. For Brian Snitker's Braves, they have a record of 46-63. The Braves are in 4th place in the East and 16 games out of first. This is game number 110 of the season for the Braves. 52 left to be played after tonight. Leading it off for the Braves tonight, left fielder Jurickson Profar. Batting second, first baseman Matt Olson. And hitting third, third baseman Austin Riley. Batting cleanup for the Braves, designated hitter Drake Baldwin. Hitting fifth, catcher Sean Murphy. Batting sixth, it's the center fielder Michael Harris. Hitting seventh, second baseman Ozzie Albies. Batting eighth, right fielder Eli White. Batting ninth, shortstop Nick Allen. And on the mound, Tennessee native Spencer Strider. The right-hander is 5-8 with a 3.71 ERA. This will be his 15th start of the season. So again for the Braves, it's Profar, Olson, Riley, Baldwin, Murphy, Harris, Albies, White, Allen, and Strider on the mound. Now for Terry Francona's Reds. They are 58-53. They're in 3rd place of the National League Central, 8 games back of the pace set by the Brewers, and they'll lead it off tonight with their center fielder T.J. Friedel. Batting second, second baseman Matt McLean, and hitting third, shortstop Ellie De La Cruz. Batting cleanup, designated hitter Austin Hayes. Hitting fifth, left fielder Gavin Lux. Batting sixth, right fielder Noelvi Marte. Hitting seventh for Cincinnati, first baseman Spencer Steer. Batting 8th, the catcher, Tyler Stevenson. Batting 9th, third baseman, Ke'Bryan Hayes. And on the mound, another Tennessee native, right-hander Chase Burns, the rookie, 0-3 with a 6.26 ERA. He throws very hard. He's seeing the Braves for the first time in his career. So again for Cincinnati, it's Friedel, McLean, De La Cruz, Hayes, Lux, Marte, Steer, Stevenson, Hayes, and Burns on the mound. You know who's in there. When we come back, they'll be on the field surrounded by the racetrack and 85,000 fans. Braves and Reds coming up next on the Atlanta Braves Radio Network.
Jeff Francoeur here to talk with you about your car insurance. You got to have it, so you might as well work with a company you can feel good about. As a farmer, I know the value in buying local and eating local. Partnering with Georgia Farm Bureau Insurance is an investment in your community and in our access to food grown in Georgia. Because they're local, the service and response time is excellent. Get a quote at gfbinsurance.com.
Welcome to Dugout Radio, the undisputed home of Boomtown Baseball.
The Wi-Fi is booming with Xfinity, baby. Our next caller is
Stacy. How do you stay locked in on every pitch and play?
We stream it all live on Xfinity Internet with low lag, 99.99% network reliability, and speeds faster than a base runner beating the throw to home plate.
I stream on my TV, tablets, even my smart fridge.
Smart fridge?
With all those games, we gotta refuel.
Stream live baseball with Wi-Fi built for the biggest moments. Xfinity. Restrictions apply. Actual speeds vary, not guaranteed.
The original Louisiana brand hot sauce. It's the perfect balance of peppers, vinegar, and the salty tears of Mets fans. That's Louisiana Hot. Buy you some.
Hard hit ball to short, scooped up and tossed to second. Quick turnaround. It's going to be close. Throws it to first, and he's out. Double play.
A Braves double play is a well-oiled machine, just like Valvoline Instant Oil Change. We'll change your oil in about 15 minutes while you stay in your car. The only thing that'll be out here is your old oil. Drive into your neighborhood Atlanta location today. No appointment needed. Valvoline Instant Oil Change is a proud partner of the Atlanta Braves.
Braves fans, this is Mike Morgan, founder and CEO of 13 Heroes. Like you, I was devastated when tragedy struck in 2021, killing 13 U.S. service members in Afghanistan. From then, I immediately founded 13 Heroes for a way to give back to the families who lost their loved ones. 13 Heroes is a premium, award-winning line of spirits with the purest and smoothest liquid on the market. Please help turn tragedy into legacy by picking up a bottle of 13 Heroes at your local bottle shop or visit 13heroes.com. Proud partner of the Atlanta Braves.
Athletes work under a contract to protect their future. Why shouldn't you? I'm Kevin Swanson, business manager with IBEW Local 613, the largest electrical workers union in the South. Our members work under contracts also that lock in fair pay, steady raises, great benefits, and world-class training. That's how we build real careers, not just jobs. If you're in construction, it's time to level up. Secure your future with a contract that works for you. Visit IBEW613.org and click Join Us today.
Hey everybody, Buck Bellew here. When the Braves don't play at 7, join me for the new Buck Bellew Show here on The Fan, 680 and 93.7, home of the Braves.
Back in Bristol alongside Darren O'Day, Ben Ingram with you, and the adrenaline is pumping. Our hearts are racing. We just had the national anthem sung by members of the United States Navy, and then a flyover. And folks, there are over 85,000 people here ready to take in the Braves and the Reds in the final game of this series. Like I mentioned, I'm joined by the big, hairy American winning machine, Darren O'Day, and our producer-engineer, Jonathan Chadwick. I mean, this is something else, Darren. We knew this was going to be amazing. Yeah. This is another level here at Bristol.
Yeah, this is just like a carnival atmosphere. It's like a big party here, Ben, and they just did a great job with those pregame festivities. A lot to look at, a lot to take in. Your senses are just overwhelmed here.
That's a great way to put it. In fact, they had the players come in via the left field gate, all sorts of pyrotechnics and fireworks, and the players were brought in on trucks along the racetrack as they made a lap and then dropped each player off from the starting lineup out of both teams from the left field gate. Just an amazing ceremony to get things started here in Bristol. Folks, cash in on the baseball action with Prize Picks, the official daily fantasy sports partner of the Atlanta Braves. Download Prize Picks and use code BRAVES. Get $50 instantly. When you play $5, you must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details. They're about to throw out the first pitch, and this is something special, folks. Chipper Jones is about to throw out the first pitch, and catching it will be Johnny Bench. Two icons from both of these two great franchises down on the field together. Chipper Jones and Johnny Bench, the two Hall of Famers, about to throw out the first pitch. And listen to this crowd for these two icons. Chipper being announced. And now Johnny Bench as well. Well, this is just something else. This is a great pregame festivity. So the first pitch about to be thrown out. I want to remind you that Tire Discounters Round Tripper Home Run Promotion offers Braves fans a next-day instant savings on sets of select tires, plus a free alignment, a free oil change. The more homers the Braves hit, the bigger the deals at Tire Discounters. Learn more at Tire Discounters. Check that out, Braves.TireDiscounters.com. Braves will be coming out of the first base dugout wearing the navy blue uniform tops, gray pants, red lettering, red numerals, Atlanta across the chest on top of the tomahawk, and the italicized NASCAR-style numerals on the back of those navy uniforms. Meanwhile, the Reds will be wearing white tops, white pants, with red lettering outlined in black, white numerals outlined in red and black, and the same italicized NASCAR-style numerals on the back of their white uniforms. In just a moment, we'll have the first pitch, but it's going to be a little bit of a wet start in this game. The rain has been on and off the entire afternoon, starting late this morning. And right now, as we're about to have the first pitch, it starts to rain pretty hard. In fact, this is the hardest it has rained in probably the last hour and a half. Ponchos going on and folks going for cover. But we're going to at least finish the pregame festivities here and hopefully start this game on time. Darren, we've been monitoring the radar all day long, and it seems as though that we're going to see some showers on and off till about 8 o'clock, but after that we should be good to go, which is promising for getting the game in tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, MLB wants this game to go off tonight, as we all do. And it does look like this might be the last hurrah of the showers for a little while, so we should be able to play. We might be interrupted by some light rain, but this should be the heaviest for a while.
Okay, that's good news. Meanwhile, teams warming up down the right and left field lines. And the pregame festivities coming to a close as they've been taking photographs and making sure that they document all this with all these great NASCAR superstars and baseball superstars together. It's the Bristol Motor Speedway, and it's nicknamed the Last Great Coliseum. The track is a short one, just a half-mile oval featuring extremely steep banking, up to 28 to 30 degrees in the turns, which Darren and I tried to climb up earlier. We couldn't get all the way up there. Very steep at the corners.
Yeah, that banking really allows the NASCAR drivers to be able to go faster through those turns, and that's what we want as fans. We want to see these guys go fast. So that extreme banking, you know, makes it hard to walk, but makes it easy to go fast.
Yeah, these cars come through at blistering speeds despite that tight layout. And like we said earlier, it's been described by drivers like flying fighter jets inside of a gymnasium. I can't think of a better way to describe it. Meanwhile, the tarp is about to go on right now. Like we mentioned, the rain has been on and off, and now it is very much on. So they're going to cover the mound, cover the plate, and then tarp the entire infield. And hopefully this doesn't last too long, and we can have the first pitch of the game. But continuing our discussion about Bristol Motor Speedway and everything that we have learned, it really is a fascinating place. They say at this track you get more tempers, arguments, and fisticuffs amongst the drivers than all the other tracks combined. And it's one thing to read about it there, but when you're actually here and experience the tight layout here, you can understand how drivers get on each other's nerves down there.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's you mentioned it's just over half a mile, and that's one of the shortest tracks in the NASCAR circuit. And so what that does for these drivers is it's very hard to pass. Very short straightaways. There's not a lot of real estate out there to make any progress. So at the end of the race, they just say, oh, we're just going to bump them. Dale Earnhardt famously won a race here by spinning his opponent out and winning. So, yeah, this is a very exciting, very unique track in NASCAR. And as you mentioned, very compact. You compare it to Daytona or Talladega, you know, just 30% of the size. So yeah, it makes a very exciting race, hopefully a very exciting baseball game as well.
I think so, too. Well, this game is going to start in a delay, and we have a lot more time, and we can continue to talk about what we've learned here. I know that once we have an idea of what time first pitch is going to be, we'll let you know. But this is really interesting about this track. Our own Ricky Mast, who is with the social media team for the Braves, is the son of Rick Mast, who had a very successful NASCAR career. And we had an opportunity to ask Rick about what it takes to have success at this track. He's won a race here, and he said patient, aggressive is the most, the best way to get through this track. Patience is the utmost of importance because it's so fast that you get into wrecks very easily, but you also have to be very aggressive because you get passed, wrecked, lapped in a hurry if you're too patient. And you look at this track here, and Rick went on to say that winning here is such a badge of honor because amongst all those circumstances, it makes Bristol very unique. So to compete here and finish is one thing. To win, what a badge of honor for any racer.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a famous speedway. So, and as I mentioned, it's unique. So, yeah, it's a badge of honor to win here, to make it through that messy race. So I didn't know that about Rick Mast, that he won here. That's fantastic.
Yeah, pretty amazing. He's got some great stories from this racetrack and others. As we were continuing to study about this track, learned that the physical enclosure of this racetrack symbolizes the brutal survival of the fittest style of racing that the track is famous for, making the nickname both a nod to history and a fitting description of its role as a modern battleground for race glory. Those are the words of NASCAR rider Victrant Damke. And as I was reading that, I was fascinated by the choice of words that he used, his elaborate description of this place. Yeah. And for two guys who aren't very familiar with NASCAR or racing, that really brought it off the page to us as we learned about this place. We're going to see a baseball game.
Yeah, you could just imagine, the ancient Roman gladiators fighting to the death, and then these modern gladiators driving these cars hundreds of miles an hour, and they're fighting, and death is a very real possibility in NASCAR. It's gotten much safer, but they got high stakes here. So yeah, this track really does bring out the best in these drivers.
Well, we know eventually it's going to bring out the best in these baseball players once they say play ball. But we are starting this game in a delay as it continues to rain here in Bristol. Once the tarp comes out and we have a ball tonight, it's going to be a great game, and it's going to be a thrill to bring you this game and all the historical elements of this great venue, the Bristol Motor Speedway. We'll start things off with the ServPro Rain Delay Show. The ServPro Rain Delay Show is brought to you by ServPro, the official restoration company of the Atlanta Braves. When disaster strikes, call ServPro to make it like it never happened. That show will be starting up on the backside of this break, and once we know when first pitch will be, we'll pass that down the line, and we'll have baseball eventually tonight here from Bristol, between the Braves and the Reds in the Speedway Classic here in Bristol, Tennessee.
When life throws you a curveball, whether it's water, fire, or mold damage to your home or business, you need a winning team. You need ServPro. ServPro's licensed, certified, and highly trained team of experts are here to help, offering fast, reliable, professional restoration services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. As a proud partner of the Atlanta Braves and Braves Country, our teams are committed to performing at a championship level. When disaster strikes, call ServPro and make it like it never even happened.
Have you ever wondered if there was something special you could put on your food to make it even better? There is, and it's called the Original Louisiana Brand Hot Sauce, perfectly blending zesty peppers, tangy vinegar, and salty salt. The Original Louisiana Brand Hot Sauce makes curly fries into curl your toes fries, and every plate of nachos into nacho heck yeah. Only the Original Louisiana Brand Hot Sauce is bold enough to be the official hot sauce of the Atlanta Braves. That's Louisiana Hot. Buy you some.
Welcome to Dugout Radio, the undisputed home of Boomtown Baseball.
The Wi-Fi is booming with Xfinity, baby. Our next caller is
Stacy. How do you stay locked in on every pitch and play?
We stream it all live on Xfinity Internet with low lag, 99.99% network reliability, and speeds faster than a base runner beating the throw to home plate.
I stream on my TV, tablets, even my smart fridge.
Smart fridge?
With all those games, we gotta refuel.
Stream live baseball with Wi-Fi built for the biggest moments. Xfinity. Restrictions apply. Actual speeds vary, not guaranteed.
For game-changing performance on the field to getting things done around the house, doers make a difference. And when it comes to home improvement needs delivered right to your door, the Home Depot is how doers get more done.
We in the locker room want to send you to a Braves game. This is John Michaels reminding you that a pair of tickets is up for grabs during our 7 o'clock hour every weekday morning on 680 The Fan.
The Braves are in a rain delay. But the Serve Pro Rain Delay Show is getting you through with more Braves talk and updates on the game as they become available. Now, more of the Serve Pro Rain Delay Show on the Braves Radio Network.
Welcome into the Braves Radio Network studios here in the Battery Atlanta. Barrett Sallee with you. Over the next couple of minutes until the tarp gets removed up there at the last great Coliseum, Bristol Motor Speedway, 404-231-1680, 404-231-1680 if you want to get in touch with us. And again, thank you for taking a pit stop with us before we send it up to the boys up there in Bristol. Ann in Helena, Georgia, starting us off. Ann, how are you?
Great. Thanks for taking my call. I've got two questions and then a comment. Question number one is, it's about a trading deadline. It seems to me that Alex Anthopoulos made the right decision. But my questions are, number one, why didn't we send Marcell Ozuna somewhere along with Raisel Iglesias? And is you heard if Brian Snitker is going to retire or come back next year before he retires? Now let's take it one step at a time, one game at a time. So most importantly, let's go Braves. I still believe that the Braves are going to come back, win the division, and make the playoffs. So most importantly, let's go Braves. I didn't think bye.
Let's go Braves, and I hope you're right about coming back to win the division. That would take a lot, but hopefully we get the job done. As far as Ozuna and Iglesias not being traded, Alex Anthopoulos said a couple of things that I think were rather telling when he was on with us here locally on 680 The Fan and also in his press conference. And it just didn't seem like there was going to be a lot on the market for Marcell Ozuna. And look, there are some varying opinions on whether they should have just gotten anybody for him. I don't think you're going to get a difference maker. I think whoever you would get probably wouldn't factor into your future plans anyway. So I understand keeping this team together and seeing if they can win, win a few games, be more competitive down the stretch. I think that was the goal. That was the mindset. And I think it was the same general idea with Raisel Iglesias. It's a little bit, I think it's probably a little more easier to sell relievers because everybody wants relievers these days. I think Chris brought the stat up earlier this week that last year was the first time that relief pitchers pitched more innings than starting pitchers did in the playoffs. So maybe a little surprised Raisel didn't get moved, but he hadn't had a good season. I don't know how many buyers there would be for him either. So, but I like the enthusiasm, man. I love the enthusiasm. Hopefully the Braves can go on a 35 game winning streak here and get back into first place in the division, like you said. Steve in Atlanta. What's up, Steve? How are you?
Yeah, just wondering a couple things the Braves used to do during their 14th season run that they don't do anymore. One, the players used to get days off. Even Shipper got days off. I know we had Prado. Maybe Alvarez will turn into a Prado. The other thing we don't do anymore is make trades. I mean, this team traded Dave Justice, and we're just don't doing that. And maybe that's part of the stagnation of the Braves. Otherwise, have a great evening, a great game tonight, and I'll listen. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Steve. Appreciate the call. I think for Alex Anthopoulos this past off season, I think I don't want to put words in his mouth, but it was pretty clear that the Braves were very content with what they had. They thought Ozzie could be a superstar. They thought Michael Harris would continue to do what he did last September when he basically put the team on his back and led them to the playoffs. Those two things didn't happen. They thought that Sean Murphy was going to be healthy at the start of the season, and it didn't happen. And so I think that they were quiet last offseason on purpose, and because of that, they didn't make trades because they didn't feel like they needed to. I'm going to guarantee that this is going to be a different offseason. This is going to be one where they're going to shake things up. They're going to do everything they can to prevent something like this from happening. And a lot of that was depth and is depth. Should Eli White be a starting outfielder? Probably not. But that was really all the Braves had. Now, granted, Jurickson Profar's suspension had a lot to do with that, with some organizational depth being tested early. But I think the mindset this past offseason was that they were good. The core was fine. They were still going to contend even without Ronald Acuna for the first couple months. They were still going to contend without Spencer Strider for the first month. And clearly that plan backfired. So I think they'll be way more active in terms of the trades coming up. There's no doubt about that. And I think, look, when we had Alex on 680 The Fan locally earlier, that interview is available on the 680 The Fan website and 680 The Fan app. He treated the trade deadline like it was the offseason, like this was the start of the offseason. And he made it abundantly clear that 5 days after the end of the World Series, which is when you can start doing, you can start having moves be made, that there will be moves made. So I think aggressiveness is certainly going to be a big part of this, these plans in this offseason. Samuel in Virginia. What's up, Samuel? How are you?
Hello.
Hello. You there?
Hello.
Hey, Samuel. How are you?
Good. I'm at the racetrack today.
Yeah, all right. How is it? Samuel?
I'm at the racetrack today.
How is it? You having a good time? Samuel's having a good old time. Good for Samuel. Let's go. Samuel, call back if you can. 404-231-1680. If you're at the track, if you're at the stadium, if you're at the last great Coliseum and you're huddling for cover in the bowels of Bristol Motor Speedway, give us a call, 404-231-1680. We'd love to know what the scene is like up there, because the tarp is still on the field. It did look like the stands had emptied out a little bit, so maybe it is raining a lot harder than they thought it would. So 404-231-1680. If you're in the stadium, let us know. If you're in the last grade Coliseum, we want to hear from you. Andy in Atlanta. What's up, Andy? How are you?
How you doing? I appreciate it. I wanted to know your feelings about the way the hitters, because the hitters have always sort of struggled to make adjustments, right? Like they would always just swing really hard, and like Albies was always like, he's my favorite player, but there's a runner on third and less than one out, and late in the game, and Wash is yelling at him to just all you need is a fly ball, and he's like, I'm going to hit it to good net, shut up, and he would never change his approach. He just swing really hard no matter what. And then it's like this year, it seems like all the players are really trying to be a different type, like take situational hitting to another level, like really think about what's going on, really have that kind of come into play. And it seems like they really struggled at it, but now it seems like they're really starting to put it together. And, but it seems like all the complaint has always been that they wouldn't adjust, and then they really did adjust, and they're really bad at it. And then everyone's like, fire everybody and change the whole team. So it seems like this weird dichotomy that a lot of the players were trying to change, and then the fans are just so adamant that they have to clean house because they're not doing what they always did before. It's just I just wondered what your thought was about it.
Yeah, I appreciate the call, Andy. I think there was some reluctance to changing approach. I think when Snit talked about Michael Harris and his success, he did sort of suggest that it took a little while for him to take that initiative. I think that's on the individual, though. I think these players are here for a reason. They understand what got them here. And so it's, I think, very difficult for a player to say, hey, look, I changed. I need to change something that I've been good at for decades. That's hard for players like major leaguers to sort of wrap their arms around. So, and as far as situational hitting, I mean, the Braves situational hitting has been awful this year. And I think